So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's only a handful of you going on Washington, D.C. So those of you not going on Washington, D.C. will see the following things. So on Wednesday, you're going to see the same thing pretty much every day, but you're going to use the Google Doc to complete some missing math work. So a lot of you might have missed some PSAT reviews that needed to be turned in, some boom decks that you need to go back and finish. There's also many of you didn't totally complete that last packet or need to make quiz corrections. So on Wednesday, you're going to open this up and it says, today I learned how many Alex topics. I also completed how many math assignment tasks. So maybe you're just listing quiz corrections here and you can list the numbers that you've made quiz corrections on. So if the only thing you're doing is Alex, I would probably expect you to have at least 4 topics learned each day, but most of you have other things that you can be using this as work completion. So do you need to be productive on Wednesday? Yes. Am I adding to things that you have to do? Not really, right? It's just going to be work completion or Alex. So if you've completed the work, yes, you've got to get in at least 4 things in Alex, but it shouldn't be too rigorous or strenuous for those of you not going on DC. So make sure you do those things and then turn in that doc for your points there. And go back here. So you're essentially getting points for working on something, and then probably if you haven't done things back here, you're getting those points as well that you may be missing in Power School. So it's kind of like you get 2 for the price of doing 1 activity. You just have to write down what you did. Does that make sense? Be clear on that? Yes. So no new learning Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but definitely things that you can still be productive and do. Some things you might be learning. The only thing you would be learning is new Alex topics, which are all things you're ready to learn, right? In Alex, you might just have to actually read through the notes, but some of you are really falling behind on Alex topics and have not been staying on top of that. Others of you are using it as a great extra credit tool. So let's be sure we are getting those things done. All right, on to the new learning today. We're going to be on page 5 in our packet. I just wanted to review substitution method. So right now, we've already have our problems solved for y. Sometimes we're going to have to solve our problems for y. But in this case, we're just putting in what y equals in for y. We're substituting. So I would rewrite it, x plus 1 is equal to negative 2x minus 23. So we got to get really good at solving equations with variables on both sides. Many of you already have this done because you did what you're supposed to do. Others of you might be having to follow along. What did you guys do first? Did you subtract x from both sides or add 2x to both sides? You added. So when I do that, I end up with 3x plus 1 on the left. This went away like we wanted it to, bring down my negative 23. I totally forgot the other thing. Some of you still might want to do corrections and do a retake on the first quiz we took. Others of you may want to make corrections and do a retake on the second quiz. So well, we're gone, or the next couple of days, if you're going on DC, would be great times to do retakes. Come see me Trojan time tomorrow if you want to work through something or do a retake if you've got your corrections done already. If you need copies of the original quiz to make corrections on, come see me as well, right? All right, sorry. So 2-step equation now. We have to get rid of our constant by adding or subtracting. We're left with 3x equals negative 24. So now when we divide by 3, x is equal to negative 8. Are we done here? Is that all we needed to find out? Nope, we've got to put it in because we need a point, an ordered pair where these two lines intersect. That's our solution. So y is equal to whatever our x is plus 1. So I'm putting in this -8 here. So y has to equal -7. So our point is -8, -7. Is that what you guys got? Is anybody like, Mrs. Lab, you totally screwed that up somewhere? I need you to pay attention because I'm definitely known to screw up. All right. So now we're going to still substitute what y equals in for y. So hopefully we can write these down quickly. One of my 8th graders that I had in 6th grade said, "You're the reason I write so fast because you write so fast and I have to follow you up and stay caught up." I'm like, well, good. I'm glad you've gotten faster because it's important. Next year it's going to fly, right? So hopefully we're working on our penmanship, writing legibly, neatly, taking notes, and doing it quickly, efficiently. Did you guys add 4x to both sides or subtract an x? Added 4x. So when I do that, the only thing I'm left with on the left side is a 16, and that equals 5x minus 14. So I would get rid of my constant. That gives me a 30 is equal to 5x divided by 5. 6 is equal to x. Now I have to put that back in. Looking at these two equations, which one would you prefer to put the x into? Top or the bottom? Bottom looks a lot nicer, right? You can put it into either one. Y is equal to something minus 14, and we're saying they intersect when x equals 6. So we're putting a 6 in there. Y is equal to -8. So 6, -8 is our solution. That's where those two lines intersect. There we go. Okay. Last review example. Remember, we're putting in what y equals in for y. -4x plus 18 is equal to 5x minus 9. You guys typically like to make it positive, so we'll stay on that trend. This becomes 0, so 18 is equal to 9x minus 9. When you add 9 to both sides, you end up with 27 equals 9x. When you divide both sides by 9 to get 1x, you have 3 is equal to x. And you can put it into either one. So y is equal to 5 times something minus 9. That something, when they intersect, is when x is equal to 3. So in this case, y is equal to 15 minus 9. So y is equal to 6. And this is the 0.36. Okay? All right, we're going to add one more layer. We're going to take the same notes we've already taken on page 6. So remember, our substitution method is a method. Remember, when we do things more than once, it's because it's important of solving systems of equations by substituting equations within one another. All right, so we're gonna solve one equation for what? Walls. We're gonna solve one equation for what? For X or Y. And then we're going to substitute this expression into the other equation and solve for the variable. Then we're gonna substitute your answer into the revised equation from step 1 and solve for the other variable. All right, now these are going to look a little bit different, right? Because they're not both y equals. However, we don't have to solve for what a y equals because one of the equations is already a y equals. So we're still going to substitute what y equals in for what? Y. Are you ready? So I'm going to rewrite this bottom equation here. 2x plus 3. I'm going to put parentheses in place of the y because that's how we evaluate, right? And then my equal sign and then my negative 20. What does y equal? What am I putting in place of the y? The 6x. It's telling us that y equals this, so we can put this in for y. Now we have to simplify, right? We still have a 2x. We have 3 times 6x, which is what? 18x. And that equals negative 20. Now I can still combine like terms, right? They both have an x variable in them. So 2 and 18 is a total of 20x is equal to negative 20. So now I'm left with a one-step equation. How do I get what 1x equals? Divide both sides by 20. Good. So x is equal to negative 1. Am I done? No, no, no. I have y is equal to 6 times what? What does x equal? Negative 1. So what does y equal? So my point is negative 1, negative 6. Now I'm done. All right. It's going to get a little bit more complicated, but since we have what y equals, we're going to substitute what y equals in for y. That way we'll only have one variable. So I'm rewriting 3x plus 8. This time it looks like I need to leave a little more space here, right? Is equal to negative 5. So I'm copying down this second one, but with parentheses in place of my y because I have to substitute what y equals into here. So what am I putting in my parentheses? X plus 9. So I have to distribute, right? Be careful when you distribute. I'm still seeing it on your quizzes. When we distribute, we have to multiply by the first term and the second term, all terms in the parentheses. So I still have this 3x. Now I have 8 times x. What's 8 times x? 8x. So I write plus 8x. What's 8 times 9? 72. So plus 72, it's positive, right? Equals that negative 5. Now I have to combine like terms. What terms on the left can I combine? The ones with an x in them. How many x do I have? What's 3 plus 8? 11x plus 72 is equal to negative 5. Now I have a two-step equation. So I have to subtract what from both sides? 72. So this turns to 0. I have 11x equals, these are both negative, so it's getting more negative. 77. And it's negative. And I'm dividing both sides by 11. It's a nice one. X is equal to -7. Am I done? Nope, I still got to keep going. So y is equal to something plus 9. And we know that something is -7. So y equals what? 2. So my point is -7, 2. Does that make sense? There's definitely more steps to it now, right? A little trickier. So we already have what y equals, so we're putting in for y. So x plus something is equal to 2, and that something is x plus 8. There's nothing we need to distribute here, but we can combine like terms. What's x plus x? 2x. And I'm bringing down your plus 8, and you're left with a two-step equation, right? So I'm going to solve my two-step equation. We should be getting very good at these. So 2x is equal to -6. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to -3. Can I stop here? No, I need the whole ordered pair. So y is equal to something plus 8. That something is -3. All right, if you're feeling good about things. Oh man, you guys need a pixel art day. All right, yes. I don't know. So I'm going to put what y equals in for y. 38 days. So 5x minus 2x. What's 5x minus 2x? This isn't so bad, right? You just have to think through them. So 1x is equal to 3 here. Y is equal to 2 times that 3. So y equals 6. And last note before our pixel art here, we're putting in this for y. So 7x minus 8. I'm putting parentheses here because that's where I'm putting in what my y equals. So I have 7x, and I have to say -8 times -2. It's going to be positive what? 16, don't forget your x, equals -23. Well, 7 and 16 is 23. Don't forget your x, equals -23. Oops. X equals -1, then y equals 2. All right, let's make sure. We actually give you an assignment here. I think it's this first one. Alright. I will edit this with the video in such later. But you guys can get started on it. It starts on page 8 in your packet. It looks just like that. So you can start showing your work there. Today. This is 421. Today's the 24th. You don't need it right now. It's on page 8. It'll be there momentarily. It's just taking a hot second to sign. So this would be one of those things if for some reason you don't get it done, but you'll have. So you're going to show your work in your packet and enter to check, right? So you're going to put in what y equals. Look, this one's nice into here. So 4x minus 3. 4x plus 6. This is page 8 in your packet. It's the very next page. Is equal to 18. So then you are just solving for x because you already know what y equals. So 4x equals 12 divided by 4. X is equal to 3. Don't forget to list them in this XY format. So X and then Y, right? So when you are listing it here, it says do not type any spaces. All answers have exactly one solution, best viewed at 50%. So you might want to change this to 50. That way you see it all. And then you would input what we just got in our work here. Let me make this a bit bigger. We got 3, negative 2. Do not forget your parentheses. That denotes that it's an ordered pair, right? So 3, comma, negative 2. Notice there are no spaces. Does it work? Maybe? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Oh, there. It just took a hot second to come up. All right, so that's what we're doing. Be sure you're showing your work here because you obviously get points when you turn this in. And check your answers, make sure they're correct before you go on, right? You want to do this next one? You're putting this in for y. You can go on if you're ready. We'll just do one more like today's. So 5x minus 4, open parenthesis. I'm putting in what y equals. And that equals negative 3. So I'm distributing 5x plus 12x minus 20. Don't forget to multiply by the second part. Is equal to negative 3. Combine like terms. 17x minus 20 is equal to negative 3. Add 20. 17x is equal to 17. So this tells us what x equals. And I have to put that back into here. So y is equal to negative 3 times x plus 5. So y is equal to 2. Be sure you write this as an ordered pair with parentheses, right? It's always open parenthesis, the x value, comma, the y value, close parenthesis. No spaces in this pixel art, all right? All right, keep on keeping on. I write very large, so if you are a large writer, you might want to attach a piece of paper. I don't know. That's up to you. All right, I'm coming around.